Hi folks, I'm Suraj Moosad. So today's topic is, if fat is bad, why the body stores fat? As we all know, the body is very much a sophisticated mechanism known to us. Body should have its own intelligence to understand what is needed, what is not needed. But why body stores fat, and the fat is creating all these sort of disturbances like lifestyle diseases or whatever. So whatever happens to our system, we always blame. Heart attack comes, BP comes, reduce the fat, reduce the fat. But still body is keeping on piling up the fat in the system. So some mistake somewhere is there. Do you think the body does something bad for your purpose? I don't think so. Let's crack it open. What exactly the body is trying to do? To understand this, first you should understand our evolutionary transition. What our ancestors have done in fact. In the olden days, as you know, there is no farming, there is no cultivation. Suppose if they make some, they get some food also, there is no facility to preserve also. So what they used to do, feast and famine, like they hunt, they get a big meal, they eat it as much as they want. 1 day, 2 or 3 days they eat it. As long as the food they can just keep it good. Then after that, they might get the next meal within few days, or they may not get it for maybe weeks or months. So what the body should do, in fact, the body should store this food into some form of energy into the system. Otherwise, what will happen after this 3 days? If you don't get the food for 2-3 days, you will die. In fact, okay, only drinking water is not enough. The body should have the energy to survive. So to keep the metabolism on, in fact. So why the body's storage mechanism is, after the food, the body stores this food into the form of fat for the future use. So that's how the ancestors could survive for a long period of time. Then comes, so now you understood that the body is storing the fat for the future use as a fuel. So now you understood the logic. So it's for a better purpose. Then the next $1,000,000 question is, if the body is storing this fat as your fuel, why can't we utilize this as energy immediately? Why we keep on getting fatter and fatter? Why the body is not at all utilized? Suppose if you had if you skip a breakfast, the body must take the fat from the and utilize it, provide you the energy. Instead of that, you feel cranky, you always go for the next food. And not only that one, a person carrying around 30 pounds of fat, from that they could make around 100,000 calorie. You are storing around 100,000 calorie reserves. Still you feel cranky and you feel so depleted and you go for the next food. So what's happening? To understand this, you should understand that at present we are predominantly on carbohydrate or the sugar diet, based on the sugar diet. Body cannot retain the carb or the sugar in the bloodstream for a longer period of time. So that have to be controlled. To do that, what the body does is, first the glucose is converted into glycogen. Once the glycogen reserves become enough, what the body does is, it will convert it into fat. So what the body does is, in fact, to store this energy coming from the sugar or the carbohydrate, the body utilizes a hormone which is called insulin. With the help of the insulin, the body will try to store this energy into the form of fat in different sectors of the body, in fact in the liver, afterwards in different cells. But again the question is, let it happen. What's the problem with the fat? Why can't the body utilize the fat? The simple answer is, in the presence of the insulin, the body won't utilize the fat as the energy. Where the insulin should not be present in the body for a longer period of time, minimum 16 hours, then only the body will start digging from the fat reserves. That is called ketosis, or that's why the keto diet works for most of the people for the fat reduction. Now you might have understood why the body stores fat, why the body can't utilize the fat in the absence of the normal food. I hope you understood this concept or the logic behind the fat storage. Until the next lesson, do well, happy, and peace.